you had the opportunity to come on an ad with Shah Rukh. Is that correct?
Yeah,
That's
that's
amazing. So tell everyone about that. Welcome to Peaceful Zen Talks, the podcast where we explore the journey to inner peace, personal growth, and mindful living. I'm your host, Sunana Sharma, and today we have a very special guest with us. I'm Aiman. Did I say that right?
yeah, you said that
Aiman
right.
Talia. Get ready for an engaging and heartfelt conversation as we uncover the true story behind the directing and performing. Hi, Aiman. How are you doing?
I am great, and now I feel so nervous because she's given such a big speech that I feel that I'm sitting on a TV show in about 5, 10 years, and I'm just some big interviewer is coming and being like, "Oh, welcome, welcome, Iman is here."
Tell us about your journey. When did you realize you wanted to get into acting?
Okay, so to be very honest, I'll be very honest. I didn't know that I want to be an actor. So in India, things work very little, very different in terms of the West. तो हुआ ये that हमारे यहाँ पर ऐसा होता है कि जब भी कोई आदमी या फिर कोई बंदा अच्छा दिखता है या फिर थोड़ा गुड लुकिंग सा हो जाता है तो फिर उसको सब चमकाने लग जाते हैं कि यार तू एक्टर बन जा ना, एक्टर बन जा ना। और फिर वो बंदा अपने मन ही मन में सोचता है यार मैं एक्टर बन जाता हूँ बिकॉज लुक्स तो मेरे पास है ऐसे ऐसे करके नॉट बीइंग लाइक दैट
Yeah.
बट या तो मैं 10th 11th में था एंड आई ऑलवेज वांटेड टू बी एन एक्टर लाइक बचपन से होता है ना इट्स योर फर्स्ट ड्रीम दैट आई वांट टू बी शाहरुख खान आई वांट टू बी सलमान खान आई वांट टू बी लाइक दिस आई वांट टू बी लाइक
Yeah.
दैट एंड I was going through a very rough patch because I was very overweight and I was getting bullied a lot. So I thought that it's okay. I need to trim down my weight and, I need to get in shape. And I took 50, 60, 70 days and I did my transformation and then I got very fit. I got abs and all. And then after that, people started telling me, why don't you become an actor? Why don't you become an actor? And I genuinely in my head was thinking, yeah, I should become an actor because what acting में क्या ही होता है? What you have to do? You just have to read lines in front of the camera. It's nothing. So
Wait
I was
for
like,
it.
yeah, that's what I realized later. So I was like, okay, कर लेंगे. So I went home and I had a word with my dad, and my dad was like very shocked. कि अरे what is he saying? That I want to be an actor एकदम से from nowhere he's just coming. मतलब बचपन से मजाक तो चलता है
Right,
and I
right.
want to be an actor. But इतना बड़ा होके फिर एकदम से he's like कि अरे actor. So he was also a little shocked. But then I became a little bit serious about it. I started doing plays and all, and I started enjoying the process. And then there's a college called Whistling Woods in Mumbai.
Okay.
It's a film city. So what it does is it gives you a degree also, a bachelor's degree in acting, and it's not very common in India. So
Sure.
it's a very new thing.
Wow.
So even the parents got convinced that oh, you get a degree that also from Tata. That's a big degree here, and you can do whatever you like also. So my parents thought that after doing this course, maybe in life he can be a 360-degree guy. Like he'll be very sharp with his skills, everything. So
Right.
he might give it a try.
Mhm.
So there I started my acting journey.
Interesting. And yeah, I can see Mommy Papa obviously, if you say that, then that they're really going to be worried. They're going to be like, if it doesn't work out, what's going to happen to my son's studies, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They
Yeah.
were like, my mom was paranoid that what are you saying? You want to do engineering and now from
Yeah.
engineering to acting. So
Yeah.
how is the transition? And I was just like that I want to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even I wasn't sure.
Yeah, exactly. So what were some of the biggest challenges as you mentioned, you were bullied when you were younger, but I would say challenges when it comes to acting when you had started off because we sometimes, especially when we're kids, we have all these big dreams and we think, oh, it's going to be really easy, but next thing you know, when we're actually in it, we realize that it's not as easy as we thought.
So I'll be very honest. So what happened? I joined the college and it was a film school. People were in my class and they all were actors. Some were child actors, some were already doing theater, some were very, very knowledgeable. Some had good knowledge about films. तो वहां से ऐसा शुरू हुआ that I was just sitting in my class and my teacher came and I didn't know his name. because of course people were very enthusiastic and very excited कि my this kind of teacher Karan Razdan was the teacher that he is coming in the class and वो बहुत कुछ insightful पढ़ाएगा बहुत कुछ दिखाएंगे seen him act in movies and all so but I was just sitting there and I was like okay and he gave us a small monologue. That was the first assignment, and I still remember it because I ran from the class. Why? Because वहाँ पर he gave me a short piece and he was like, "Come on, prepare it, and you have to present it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay," but I had this habit कि मैं lines लेता था और अपने mirror के सामने घर पे अकेला करता था. I didn't have a habit कि इतने सारे लोग बैठे हैं मेरे
Of
सामने और
course.
मैं उसको perform करूंगा. Or else, used to do nukkad natak in school. That's called street play. तो
Hmm.
वहां पे आदत होती थी that you had to rehearse for good 2 months, 3 months, and then go in front of the audience, be in the circle, and then do that. So I didn't have that habit only कि मैं क्लास में जाके वो monologue present करूँ. तो फिर I saw that एक बंदा sir ने कहा who's gonna start? So people were like me, and I'm like oh my god, why why is everybody being so excited? I am not excited about it. So people are like going one by one, and they're giving so good performances, and
Wow.
I am scared till death that oh my god, what will happen? What will happen? And I'm just sitting and I'm looking at the performance, and I'm just telling myself, engineering कर लेता यार, engineering ये कहाँ फंस गया मैं and that was such a bad moment for me. I know that I had to overcome it जितनी जल्दी हो सके, but at that time I couldn't, and I was just like only one option I have to run from the class because I won't be able to present today in front of so many people. So I
Yeah.
literally and that was one of the most silliest thing that I have ever done, and yeah,
I
that was very funny also.
That's definitely nerve-wracking because if you're starting something, जैसे एकदम से अगर क्लास में आए हो, obviously अपने
हाँ
कंपेयर करोगे अगर सब हाथ खड़ा कर रहे हैं कि हाँ I'm ready for this
अब
and
मैं
they're
करूंगा मैं
confident, तो फिर at that point you do want to run. I would run too, so I don't blame you for that. And how did you over time build that confidence? Because it doesn't come within one night. It takes time and practice and practice.
So I had this thing that my dad once told me. I think सबके पापा ने बोला होगा कि अगर पानी से डर लगता है तो पानी में कूद के ही डर निकलेगा.
Yeah.
So it was somewhere in my head that because I was feeling very guilty because I had convinced my parents that I want to go to this film school, I want to act, and in my first class I ran from the class. So I was somewhere feeling very guilty that no, this is something that's very wrong. I'm here to learn, but if I keep doing this, I won't learn anything, and I'll be just like, okay, I just have a degree, and I just won't be able to learn. So I thought कि नहीं यार, I have to do this, I have to do this. So धीरे धीरे करके क्लासेस आती गई, तो क्लासेस में एक्सरसाइज होती थी. सो मुझे नहीं करना होता था, फिर भी आई ट्राई टू रेज माई हैंड. नहीं दैट आई मेरा हाथ ऐसे होता था, फिर ऐसे होता था, फिर ऐसे होता था.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind
Little
of shows the confidence. So people were also, my teachers were also very good. They were like, "Go, come, perform," and धीरे धीरे करके I try to overcome it.
Oh, awesome. That's wonderful to hear. And I think, yeah, it takes time to get out of that fear. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of the times we tend to give up, but it's good to keep going. And it's funny that you mentioned पानी के अंदर कूद जाओ क्योंकि मैंने स्विमिंग कैसे सीखी है,
Yeah.
मैंने पुश कर दिया था पानी के अंदर कि सीखो. Thing like, I'll go in and save you, but डर एक बारी डर हटाना है.
That's how brown parents are. They're like very,
Exactly.
they're like, कि, अरे डर लग रहा है, go.
ठीक है, exactly. With boys even more. So I'm a girl, so it's
Yeah,
yeah.
literally.
So I wanted to ask a little bit about this whole I would say behind the glamour. Many people see glamour, especially when it comes to Bollywood. But what are some of the hardest parts of being an actor that the audience does not see?
So I'll tell you. So this is behind the glamour. So I am very new to the industry right now. I had just started my career, and I think my first web series just came. That was 10 days back.
Yeah.
And that also, I'm not doing a very prominent character, but I'm just playing a good character in it, and I'm happy about it. So I am not very familiar with the glamour, but I know what happens mostly because I've experienced this.
Yeah.
So you get up in the morning, and every day you have a list of auditions and that are lined up, and then you have to choose that what you have to prefer. और आप सारे ऑडिशन धीरे धीरे करके याद करते हो, देते हो, and you get rejected every day.
Wow.
It's an everyday thing. I
Yeah.
get rejected at least from 5 auditions every day. People don't know about this कि जब मैं अपना फोन खोलता हूँ तो मेरे पास ऐसे 5 से 10 ऑडिशंस आते हैं हर रोज, जो जो रात को मैं सोने से पहले जिनके लिए अप्लाई करता हूँ. इट्स नॉट दैट कि मैं सुबह उठता हूँ एंड पीपल आर लाइक, ओ आइमन विल यू वर्क विद अस, वी आर गिविंग यू द स्क्रिप्ट, प्लीज come and audition for this. So
Yeah.
it's just that कि there you have these groups on WhatsApp जिस पे constantly updates आते रहते हैं that age category 20 to 24 or 18 to 19, 25 to 30, these are the age categories, and this kind of a person, this kind of look, so इसके लिए we're open. So every day at night I have an alarm at 11:30. It rings, and then I send my profile to every casting director, check thousands of stories, thousands of updates, a lot of WhatsApp messages, and then send it to them. And then if they like my profile, then they send me an audition till the morning. And then I, get up in the morning and I make the audition. I send it. I get rejected, and it's just that it's a very normal day thing कि ऐसे ही होता है.
Yeah.
एंड जो लोग नहीं देख पाते वो है ये प्रोसेस कि व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि जब आप कैमरा के आगे आते हो, असली में कोई वेब सीरीज कर रहे हो या कोई ऐड कर रहे हो, तो लोग बस ये देखेंगे कि यार, अरे यार क्या बढ़िया एक्टिंग कर ली, क्या बढ़िया
Exactly.
ऐड कर ली, कितना बड़ा वो हो गया. बट दे कांट सी कि कितना इस पे प्रोसेस है. और ये प्रोसेस में सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम होती है कि आपको गिव अप नहीं करना होता, बिकॉज यू गेट
Mm.
रिजेक्टेड एवरी डे. एवरी डे यू जस्ट हैव टू कीप गोइंग, यू जस्ट हैव टू वेट फॉर दैट वन चांस. there are a lot of chances, but आप अपने आप को कन्विंस करते हो that एक दिन आएगा जब चीजें फ्लिप हो जाएगी.
Yeah.
वो एक दिन आएगा, एक दिन आएगा.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And that's great to have this positive mindset. So for I would love for you to discuss now, how do you keep going? How do you keep this positive mindset? क्योंकि doubts तो होते हैं, right? हमेशा हम
Hmm.
सबको doubts होते हैं. Whether you're an actor or any other field you're in, you're always going to have fears. You're always going to have doubts, and there are ups and downs with all of these things. So how do you keep that momentum going?
To be very honest, I've never thought about it कि how do I do that. बट ऑफ कोर्स मुझे भी ऐसे डाउट्स होते हैं, कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है कि यार शिट यार, अगर नहीं हुआ तो क्या होगा, ऐसा नहीं हुआ, ऐसा हुआ गया, क्या होगा मेरे साथ, लाइफ थोड़ी ऊपर नीचे हो जाएगी.
Mm-hmm.
बट ऐसा होता है कि जब मैं ऐसे नेगेटिव माइंडसेट के साथ बैठा होता हूँ ना, एंड आई गेट एन ऑडिशन, आई कांट एक्ट. I really can't act because in my head I'm always constantly there ki I won't get this. I
Mm-hmm.
won't get this. So Shah Rukh Khan says one thing that you're not the best, but you have to believe the fact when you get up in the morning. You have to believe the fact and you have to tell this to yourself that I am the best and I'm gonna give my best.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that keeps you going
Right.
throughout. So there are like thousands and lakhs of actors out there who think that they are the best,
Yeah.
and they might be, or you might be, but it's just that you have to keep remembering. It depends upon your day. आपके दिन होते हैं.
Hmm.
अगर आप मन ही मन ये सोच लो कि यार आई डोंट थिंक आई विल बी एबल टू मेक, तो आप कोई ऑडिशन क्रैक कर ही नहीं सकते हो, बिकॉज एक्टिंग इज ऑल अबाउट सेल्फ बिलीव एंड अपने आप को विश्वास दिखाना दिलाना होता है दैट आई एम दिस कैरेक्टर और आई एम दिस पर्सन, एंड देन यू हैव टू एक्ट दैट पर्सन. एंड इफ थॉट्स आर ऑल रनिंग अराउंड इन योर हेड, you can't act.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just the only motivation that I get up in the morning and I just tell myself that it's okay. I'm gonna give my best. I'm gonna give my 100%, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. It's just that.
Absolutely. And that's such a good mindset to have. And I think just, remembering that on a day-to-day basis and making sure that we remind ourselves, we're already halfway there then. So it's super important. So how has your journey in this industry, would you say, shaped your personality?
I think that it has made a lot of change in me. So I was very shy. I'm still shy.
Yeah.
But I was very, very, a very introvert kid. And now I've been started, going out and started to talk to people. It has drastically changed my life not in terms of acting only, in terms of personal relationships and my relationship with my cousins, my extended family. Because when they see me now, how they, how I talk to them, how we can just create conversation, it's just great. So that one skill in me has, it makes you a people's person, I guess,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people friendly person. I don't know how to say this to you, बट आप बहुत ज़्यादा एंगेजिंग हो जाते हो, आप लोगों की कॉन्वर्जेशन सुनते हो, आप इंटरेस्ट लेते हो, और क्योंकि आपके अंदर जब वो कॉन्फिडेंस आ जाता है ना, तो
Hmm.
फिर आई हैड नेवर लर्न डांसिंग. सो आई बी ऑनेस्ट कि मैंने कभी बचपन से कभी डांस करना सीखा ही नहीं था,
Hmm.
और मैं कभी डांस कर भी नहीं पाता था. देयर वाज सम फियर. बट
Yeah,
आफ्टर एक्टिंग अपने आप डांस निकलने लग गया अपने आप. माय बॉडी स्टार्टेड अलाउंग माई सेल्फ, एंड इट वाज जस्ट लाइक कि हाँ तू कर सकता है. एंड आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग एंड पीपल स्टार्टेड अप्रिशिएटिंग मी. सो इट वाज जस्ट लाइक इट वाज ऑलवेज इन मी.
yeah.
बट क्योंकि मैंने वो वल्नरेबिलिटी को लूज किया, अपने इनहिबिशंस को हटाया, तो
Hmm.
मेरे अंदर का जो रियल कैरेक्टर है वो बाहर आया.
Yeah,
एंड
yeah.
आई थिंक दैट हेल्प मी अ लॉट.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's great. And then I remember looking through your reels and you had the opportunity to come on an ad with Shah Rukh. Is that correct?
या या
That's amazing. So tell everyone about that.
So it was I didn't know that I was going to act with Shah Rukh Khan. So it was just that ki I I before acting I started as an AD. I started working as an AD, and I just completed a film called Donkey with him.
Okay.
It's his latest film. So I was the additional third AD in it, third assistant director. So I had already worked with him, and I was just manifesting through my head when I was working with it that one day will come that I'll act with him. Still,
Wow.
I haven't shared the screen with him yet, but
Yeah.
I'm just in my head always thinking that one day I'll share the screen with him.
Keep
And
manifesting.
I was just manifesting it. I was just not telling myself that manifested. I was just doing that. That
Yeah.
one day he'll be acting, I'll be there, maybe a son father relationship, maybe something,
Yeah.
but I'll do it definitely. So after the project got over, in about 2 months I got this call from a casting agency, and they told me to audition for a character in an advertisement for Mintra. And I didn't know that Shah Rukh Khan was there. And then they messaged me that Shah Rukh Khan was there, and I was just like कि maybe this is the opportunity, maybe this is the opportunity. But then you tell yourself कि नहीं यार, ऐसा होता नहीं है, हमेशा आता तो है. But then I gave audition. I had an audition कि मुझे transition करना है between 2 3 emotions,
Hmm.
जैसे एक happiness, sad, and then crying, sorrow, ऐसे ऐसे करके
Yeah, yeah,
मुझे
yeah.
30 seconds के अंदर सब variation दिखाने हैं. So I did that, and I forgot about it till 1 week. मुझे कुछ पता नहीं था. And then I got this call from the Yash Raj, क्योंकि उसमें यश राज था जो प्रोड्यूसर था. And they told me that कि come, you've been selected,
Wow.
and you're in this ad. And then जब उन्होंने ये बोला, I couldn't believe it only कि मुझे मिल गई है. Because I was like नहीं, अब जाके मना हो जाएगा, अब जाके वो कहेंगे नहीं, you're not fitting, you're not doing this. Because I just had this in my mind कि नहीं, होता नहीं है ये.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I got the opportunity. I worked with him on a set. I met him. He recognized me because I was working with him in the donkey. So I was like, oh, wow, that's a great
Wow,
thing.
that is definitely, such a huge accomplishment, being able to meet this big star and then you as you're
Yeah.
manifesting it. So let's talk a little bit more about manifestation because I'm all about that life.
Acha,
How
okay.
did you learn about this and what, or do you practice it? Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
About manifestation.
Yes.
So to be very honest, I didn't believe in it पहले. तो मुझे इतना वो नहीं था. My friend called Devika. So she tells me that manifestation is so important. Manifestation will make things happen for you and all. And I was like, it's not anything. It's just
Yeah.
ऐसे ही लोग सोचते रहते हैं. But then with life, धीरे धीरे करके, I started understanding what the real meaning of manifestation is. It's not like I have to get up in the morning and I tell myself that no, I have to work with Shah Rukh Khan, I have to work with Shah Rukh Khan, I have to work with Shah Rukh. That's not manifestation. It's a thought that comes naturally. You don't have to think about it. It will come to you naturally and things will take place. That's what I have experienced. कि अगर मैं सोचता हूँ ना कि यार मुझे ये ad मिल जाए, और मैं उसके बारे में सोचता रहता हूँ, या मुझे ये वेब सीरीज मिल जाए, तो मुझे कभी नहीं मिलती है। बट मैं जब कहीं बैठा होता हूँ और सडनली मेरे दिमाग में आता है कि यार इसके शाहरुख खान के साथ काम करना कैसा होगा, हाउ विल इट बी, एंड मैं आई एम नॉट डूइंग दैट पर्पसली, इट्स
Yeah,
जस्ट कमिंग इन माय हेड, एंड आई एम थिंकिंग यो यार बहुत अच्छा होगा, it'll be very nice, it'll be so good, I'll learn a lot from him, and then I'll forget that feeling. That's when actually manifestation works, that की thoughts वो अपने आप आती है दिमाग में, you don't have to think about it, it actually comes to you, and then things take place.
100%. I agree with that. अगर किसी चीज के पीछे भागोगे ज्यादा, it
हाँ,
never happens, right?
it
मगर
never happens.
मगर अगर थोड़ा सा केयरलेस पर्सनालिटी है थोड़ी सी कि ओ देखते हैं होगा या नहीं होगा,
देखते
मगर
हैं
हाँ
होगा
खुशी
नहीं होगा।
खुशी से अगर
हाँ
किसी चीज के बारे में सोच रहे हो वो ज्यादातर हो जाता है।
हाँ, it all depend upon that feeling only, कि आपको वो बहुत ना अच्छा फील होता है जब भी आप कुछ ऐसी चीज के बारे में सोचते हो, that you
हम्म,
know today I'm gonna hit a century in cricket, and it's just that कि आप सोचते हो ना यार बैटिंग करते हो कि नहीं यार तो मैं 100 मारूंगा, तो कभी नहीं मार पाते,
नहीं,
बट कभी तुम दिल में होता है ना कि यार 100 मारूंगा यार, एंड इट मेक्स यू हैप्पी, तो पता नहीं कैसे मार देते हो यार, तो इट्स जस्ट
exactly.
लाइक दैट।
You've mentioned many times like having that positive mindset, manifestation, and you seem like a very positive person overall, right? What advice do you have for people listening, or especially up and coming actors or actresses?
So the one advice that I'll be able to give is that ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने बहुत बड़ा कुछ कर लिया है अभी तक, पर
Hmm.
जो मुझे समझ आया है एंड जो मैंने अपने आप को बोला है, सो मैं बस आई जस्ट ट्राई टू टेल यू दैट कि इफ यू आर एंटरिंग द इंडस्ट्री ना, डोंट थिंक दैट एनी मैजिक विल हैपन एंड यू विल बिकम अ स्टार ओवरनाइट। जस्ट इमेजिन दैट मुझे 10 साल तो सिर्फ स्क्रीन में आने में लगेंगे,
Hmm.
स्क्रीन पे दिखने में ही मुझे 10 साल लगेंगे, इफ इट्स एन एड और इफ इट्स अ वेब सीरीज और फिल्म, पर मुझे 10 साल तो सिर्फ ये देखने में लगेंगे कि मैं स्क्रीन पे आया हूँ। इसको
Hmm.
अगर लेके चलोगे ना, तो यू विल हैव दैट पेशेंस इन यू, क्योंकि यहाँ पर ना पीपल टेंड टू लूज पेशेंस। बहुत ऐसा होता है कि लोगों को लगता है कि यार मेरा हो क्यों नहीं रहा, मेरा हो क्यों नहीं रहा, इवन आई गेट वेरी रेस्टलेस एट टाइम कि नो यार आई बिकम नाउ 22, आई एम 22, आई वांटेड टू स्टार्ट व्हेन आई एम 24, व्हाई इज इट हैपनिंग, व्हाई इज इट हैपनिंग, व्हेन विल इट हैपन। सो दैट्स वन थिंग दैट लीड्स यू टू बैड डिसीजंस, कि
Mm-hmm.
आप जल्दीबाजी जब करते हो ना कि यार क्यों नहीं हो रहा, क्यों नहीं हो रहा, देन यू स्टार्ट पिकिंग द रॉन्ग, यू स्टार्ट मेकिंग द रॉन्ग चॉइसेस, और यू स्टार्ट पिकिंग द रॉन्ग प्रोजेक्ट्स, और जस्ट कि मेरा बस वो शुरू हो जाए काम, एंड ऐसे हो जाए वैसे हो जाए। सो
Yeah.
आई जस्ट इफ यू कीप दैट इन माइंड, ऑफ कोर्स आप 5 साल में भी कर सकते हो, आप 2 साल में भी कर सकते हो, इफ यू हैव दैट, और इफ एवरीथिंग वर्क्स वेरी वेल, वेरी नाइस फॉर यू।
Yeah.
बट वन थिंग कि एक चीज की वैल्यू होती है, जो चीज टाइम टू टाइम बाद मिलती है ना, जितनी पेशेंटली आप किसी चीज के लिए वेट करते हो ना, उतना ही आप उसको वैल्यू करते हो। अगर आपको वैसी भी चीजें ओवरनाइट मिल जाएगी, सो यू वोंट बी एबल टू मेंटेन इट।
Hmm.
दैट्स व्हाट आई हैव लर्नड,
Yeah.
एंड यू हैव टू बिलीव दिस फैक्ट दैट इट टेक टाइम, सो यू
Yeah.
हैव टू बी वेरी पेशेंट, and you have to make very smart choices, and you have to be always positive.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not easy to be positive at times if you don't have positive people around you, right? So
True.
that's my next question to you. Dosti obviously बहुत important है सबके लिए.
हाँ
तो
हाँ
फिर
जी।
when it comes to friendship, uh, what kind of people do you really keep yourself around?
So, there's a thing that adulting ke baad na, you start seeing people changing, or you see people that people who were in your life, now they don't value so much, and they're not giving that value to you. They're not being very honest with you. They're
Yeah,
just doing things that some people जो बहुत अच्छे दोस्त होते हैं वो कंपटीशन में लग जाते हैं। There are a lot of times जो ऐसा होता है, स्पेशली आई एम फ्रॉम अ कॉलेज, आई एम फ्रॉम फिल्म स्कूल, जो जहाँ पर एक्टिंग का ही बैकग्राउंड था सबका। सो देयर इज अ टेंडेंसी कि सब आपसे ज्यादा compete करेंगे ही करेंगे। सो यू हैव टू ट्राई टू sort your head and think about yourself. There's a thing called, again I'll quote SRK, and there's a thing called selflessly selfish. So he's saying I'm not selfish, but I'm not even selfless, I am selflessly selfish. So
hmm.
that's what you have to be in choosing your friends. that, if you know that this guy does not want the best out of me, and he does not want कि मैं इतना grow करूं, because he wants himself to be there. So
Hmm.
just try to stay away, and
Yeah.
अपने आप को ऐसे एटमॉस्फेयर में डालो जो शायद आपकी सेम इंडस्ट्री का ना हो. एक फ्रेंड सर्कल लाइक योर स्कूल फ्रेंड्स, या फिर मेरे जो फ्लैटमेट्स है, दे बोथ वेरी गुड. वन इज अ डायरेक्टर, he also wants to be a director. He's working for Sajid Nadiadwala, and the other is a freelancer. He's a cinematographer.
Hmm.
So it's just that if you're surrounded with good people, with good vibes, who think for you, you know, you will always have somebody who will stop you from making mistakes. एंड हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, बकचोदी रुकनी नहीं चाहिए.
Hmm.
सॉरी, आई एम यूजिंग दिस लाइन, बट इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
Yeah.
मतलब बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि आप सेन नहीं रह पाते हो अगर आप मजाक नहीं कर पाओगे, आप हंस नहीं पाओगे, आप फालतू की जोक्स पे चिल नहीं कर पाओगे. So it's just that you have to be surrounded with good, positive people who really care for you, and you really care for them. It's not one-way street. It's because it's a two-way street.
Mhm.
Even you have to care about them. Even you have to um, look out for them, because
Yeah.
even they're alone.
Yeah.
So it's just,
And friendships definitely, as you mentioned, changed over times. I'm obviously a lot older
of
than you, so
course,
I can, you know,
yeah,
tell you a little bit
I,
about that. Friendships have always been so precious to me as well. And I will say, people who really matter in your life, वो हमेशा तुम्हारी जिंदगी में रहेंगे. And there will be moments वो when I mean what I mean by हमेशा जिंदगी में रहेंगे, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि तुम उनसे रोज रोज फोन पे बात करोगे.
Mhm.
ऐसे भी हो सकता है where 2-3 महीने तुम उनसे बिल्कुल भी बात नहीं कर रहे हो, but you know they are always going to be there for you,
I
and
think
you will be there for them, and they will be there for you, as you mentioned.
I think that's the most valuable thing in a friendship. What you're talking about, कि there are no expectations. कि ऐसा नहीं है यार कि यार हर 10 दिन में तू मुझे कॉल करेगा और मुझे बताएगा कि तेरी लाइफ में क्या चल रहा है. आई
Exactly.
थिंक वो लोग जो ये बोलते रहते हैं ना कि यार तूने मुझे बताया नहीं, यू डिडंट इन्वॉल्व मी.
Hmm.
मतलब बॉयज आर लाइक दिस, दैट समटाइम्स दे फॉरगेट द बर्थडेज ऑफ देयर बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स आल्सो. आई नो दिस इज वेरी बैड, बट फिर भी उनके दोस्त ऐसे फोन उठा के बोलते हैं, साले तूने मुझे विश नहीं किया. So it's just like that कि friendships are not like that. It's just more deeper, and
Exactly.
it's just like आप जब भी मिल रहे हो, आप कैच अप कर रहे हो, और आप बार बार काम 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 नहीं कर रहे हो. आप अपने बारे में कि तू कैसा है.
Hmm.
काम तेरा पता है, इंस्टाग्राम देखता हूँ तेरा, तू
Hmm.
अपना अपना बता कि तू कैसा है, क्या चल रहा है. You talk
Exactly.
about things.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
more important.
And just relaxing, where you can be your
And relaxing, chilling.
true self. ये नहीं कि मतलब कि तुम उनसे डर रहे हो कि मेरे को ये चीज शेयर करनी चाहिए या नहीं करनी चाहिए, right?
Because
Openly.
I have seen this happening to a lot of my friends. Actually, this happens to my sibling also. She's elder to me. She's 29, and whenever she's making a big decision in her life, she's never involving her friend, because she's always like, they don't want the best out of me. I should tell them. I should not tell them. I should talk to them. I'm just so inside कि यार करूँ नहीं करूँ, करूँ नहीं करूँ. So
Hmm.
I just like कि यार मुझे ऐसी लाइफ नहीं चाहिए. मुझे
Exactly.
ऐसा चाहिए कि मतलब मुझे ऐसी फ्रेंडशिप्स नहीं चाहिए. मुझे ऐसा चाहिए कि अगर मैं कुछ कर रहा हूँ तो मैं पूरी दुनिया को बता सकूं उनको कि यार मैं कर रहा हूँ, और वो मेरे लिए खुश हो. तो
Exactly.
लाइक,
And it's different. लड़के लड़कियों के लिए थोड़ा सा
हाँ,
difference होता
थोड़ा
है. मैं
अलग होता
आपकी
है. आई
बहन
थिंक
बहन की साइड में हूँ.
नो, आई अंडरस्टैंड. ये मैंने नोटिस किया है दैट देयर इज नो, आई एम नॉट मेकिंग
Yeah,
एनी साउंड बैड और समथिंग,
of
बट
course.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि लड़कों की जो दोस्ती होती है ना, वो ज्यादा वो बेहतर होती है शायद लड़कियों की दोस्ती से. आई थिंक अ मेल बेस्ट फ्रेंड is much better than a female best friend. That's what I have seen.
लड़कियां एक दूसरे से चिढ़ती बहुत है.
लड़कियां लड़ती बहुत है, बहुत लड़ती है, और बहुत डिमांडिंग हो जाती है. लड़के बहुत चिल होते हैं कि हाँ भाई, कर लिया तो कर लिया, नहीं कर रहा तो कोई नहीं, हम खड़े हैं ना. इट्स लाइक दैट.
लड़कों की बातें, if you take boys in a room and then girls in a separate room, they're two very different
There
conversations.
are two
लड़कियां
different
हमेशा
things.
इमोशंस के बारे में बात करती हैं, और वो बात सच्ची है. लड़के करेंगे, ओ तेरे को क्रिकेट खेलना है, बास्केटबॉल खेलना है, चल चलते हैं यार, ठीक है.
अरे, यू वोंट बिलीव दैट ये मेरा रूम है, एंड यहाँ पर ना हम इतने से पैसेज में मेरे पास एक स्माइली बॉल पड़ी है, और
Yeah,
हम अपने बना के खेलना शुरू हो जाते हैं. कुछ भी कर, फिर लाइक we're ऑलवेज इन दैट. पता नहीं हम कुछ भी कर रहे होते हैं, एंड इफ यू सी कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं, लोग डर जाएंगे. हम
yeah.
यहाँ पर एक्सप्लोजिव लगा के, यहाँ पर पीछे ना बॉम्ब छोटा सा वो लगा के देखेंगे, ये फटेगा नहीं फटेगा ये, एंड we're in a different tangent only. We're out of the world कि हम पता नहीं क्या ही कर रहे हैं यहाँ बैठ के.
Yeah.
So it's just so random.
No, that's great. Yeah, friendships are definitely beautiful. And yes, if you're not able to share I think that's when you have to question certain things, like why am I even friends with this person then, right? Like if you're not able to share it. And I have certain people like that in my life too. थोड़ा सा ऐसे जो questionable है, ऐसे कभी कभी होता है. I would say 95% like all real friendships, but there's always that 5% where you do question them sometimes. But sometimes people have been in your life for such a long time that you're like, okay, you know, I'm just gonna let it be. You don't also want to burn bridges, especially when it comes to a certain age. You're like, okay, I'm not just going to be dropping friends left and right now at this point in my life, especially because this is the circle I have. So do you have any last piece of wisdom that you would like to share with listeners?
I don't know if I'm that wise, but yeah, ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. I'm just I just want to say this कि whatever field you're in or whatever thing you're doing, just don't give up.
Yeah.
And sometimes, it's just that कि you give up on things. It's not even कि आप बहुत जल्दी give up कर देते हो. बहुत लोग करते हैं, give up करने से कुछ मिलता नहीं है बस, I think. That's what I've learned. But when I'm saying this, there's a thought that's coming in my head that some people are also there कि वो give up करने के चक्कर में बहुत, मतलब give up ना करने की वजह से बहुत चीजें lose भी कर देते हैं. So it's not that you have to keep a balance. But if you are, clear that नहीं, I want to do this, never give up.
Right. Absolutely. I agree 100%. And just be strong, because throughout the
Just be
entire
strong.
process, that's very important as well. And when you fall, like you'll get back up. So yeah, keep going. Thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate it.
Thanks.